Hello everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to my Beautiful Nights channel. This video is a continuance of my BEADventurous series, and for this tutorial I'm going to show you guys how to make a really cute bracelet. I'm thinking about calling it Hopscotch bracelet because it kind of looks like a brick pathway or something, and the colors are real fun. So anyways, I'm going to show you guys how to make this bracelet, and I'm using materials from the Potomac box, Best Bead Box XL. Now if you didn't get this description box, that's okay, and by the way, I will leave a link for the box down there in the description bar. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a list of materials down there, but I'm also going to have links to all the beads that I used to make this bracelet down there, because out of experience from previous boxes that I've done, not just this box, but I do several different subscription boxes, and whenever I get a box and I do a tutorial, sometimes you guys don't have the same amount of beads that I have in my box, or maybe you have different colors and you don't like your colors together. So really, if you want to make this bracelet, it's probably best that you just go to their site and buy the beads individually, and a lot of the times this box is sold out because it's pretty popular. So I'm going to have individual links to all the beads that I'm using down there in the description bar. So let's go over the list of materials you will need for this bracelet. You're going to need 5 feet of 8-pound fireline, and I'm using the crystal color. I actually cut the black, and then I realized that the black will be visible because of how I have to go around this bead here to start the bracelet. So you're going to want to use a white color. You're also going to need a size 10 beading needle. I'm using tulip beading needles, and you will also need these awesome beads here. I think out of the box, my favorite 2-hole bead was this one, so I really wanted to do a bracelet with this. It's called a Rhombus bead, and you're going to need 15 of them. And you're also going to need 28 Silky beads, 12 Irisduo beads, and 14 Bibo beads, 52 quarter tila beads, 11 OC beads, and I'm doing 2 different colors. These both came in the box. If you want, you can do just one color. These here are galvanized, so I am thinking over time the gold might come off, and I think it's a clear bead underneath, but I really like how they look with this bracelet, so I'm just going to go ahead and use them. And you're also going to need a clasp. Now I'm using a toggle clasp, and because this clasp is big, it will add an inch to my bracelet. So my bracelet completed without a closure is exactly 7 inches long. Adding this clasp, which is 1 inch long, is going to make my bracelet 8 inches long. If you want a smaller bracelet, all you have to do is put a lobster claw clasp on it, and your bracelet should be 7.5 inches long. And if you want it even smaller, then you would take out a row of this bead here and a row of that bead. And of course, you're also going to need jump rings or split rings. I already put mine onto my clasp. And like I said, this is a list of materials. I will have links to all of the beads and to the awesome subscription box down there below in the description bar, so make sure you check that out. Let's get started. This is going to be a very easy project to do. To start this bracelet, I'm going to pick up my rhombus bead, just one, slide it down. We're going to be leaving a 6-inch tail. But after you pick up this bead, you want to pick up 9 11 seed beads, and I'm going to use this color because my toggle will be rubbing this, of course, my closure will. So if I pick up that one, I think the color will come off faster. So I'm only going to use gold in certain areas of the piece. So that's 8. I need one more. So there's 9 seed beads. Okay, and then I'm going to pick up my clasp. I'm not only doing this now because my closure, my ring is already closed on it. If you're doing a split ring, you can also pick it up now. But if you do jump rings, like I am, but mine's already closed, you can put it on later after you do all the beading. But split rings have to go on now. Okay, so I gotta find my ruler. Alright, so I am measuring a 6-inch tail right there. I'm going to tie a surgeon's knot over and under once, bring that down, over and under twice. Bring this down and pull it tight. Okay? And we're done with that. And now I'm going to lay my beads out to make this quicker for you guys. Alright, I'm back and I laid my beads out so I can pick them up quicker and easier, and usually right now I'm coming, out of this knot here. Both my threads and my knot is in this hole. Now usually what I do is I go back around, well, I go through this hole, I go back around, I come out the hole over there, but I don't want to clog this up because I will be going through there again later, and I'm thinking I might actually take my tail back through the rhombus and then through these seed beads over here. So I'm actually not going to go back through the hole. This time I'm just going to start picking up my beads. So you have to make sure that you pick up your silky beads in the same direction. The rhombus beads are reversible. Both sides are the same, but the silky are one-sided, so it's important that you pick them all up in the same direction. So after my rhombus bead here, I'm picking up a seed bead, a silky, a seed bead, a rhombus, seed bead, silky, seed bead, rhombus, seed bead, just one. These seed beads always like to hop on. Okay, just like that. Slide them down, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay. This is what I have so far. Now when you pull it tight, your beads are going to flip, and you want them to. It's supposed to. Okay, so it'll be like this. Alright, so I'm just going to keep going doing this. Next one after the rhombus is the silky, and then a seed bead, rhombus, seed bead, silky, seed bead, rhombus, just like this. And I'm going to keep going doing this. I'm going to fast forward through it because I'm going to pick all of these up, and I will come back and show you what to do. Alright, so as you can see, I continued on, and I make sure that all of these beads were slid down and there's no gaps. And it looks like I have all my seed beads here, so I'm going to go ahead and do my other closure end. So that means I have to pick up 9 of these beads again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, after you pick up 9, slide them down and then pick up the rest of your closure. If you're like me and you already have yours closed, pick it up now, or your split ring. Slide it down, okay? And then you want to go through the second hole on the rhombus bead, and I'm going to try really hard not to pick this bracelet up because it flops all around. So I'm going to go like this and pull that tight. Okay, I gotta flip my closure over. Alright, and now the next thing to do is to pick up a seed bead and a silky, and I have to pick it up in this direction because remember the silkies are one-sided and the rhombus beads you can use either side, but the silkies you can only use one side unless you like the flat side, but really the whole point I believe is using this side that's decorative. And I gotta say, this bead has always tripped me up because it has lines here and here. It makes me think that the holes are going in that direction, but it's not. It's the other way. The holes are actually going in this direction of the bead, okay? So picking those beads up, I'm going to go through my next rhombus bead and hold the bead in place on my mat while I pull my thread through. Okay, and there we go. There's one. I'm going to do another one. Again, seed bead, silky, seed bead, and through the next rhombus. Alright, make sure you pull it snug after every one that you do because it will loosen up if you don't. Seed bead, silky, seed bead. And again, these are 11 seed beads I'm using. Pull through. And that's it. Pretty simple. I'm going to keep going doing this, and I'm going to fast forward the video. Alright, so I'm at the last rhombus here, and this time I'm going to pick my bracelet up because I need to go. And by the way, I did pick up my three beads. Can't say them right now because I didn't settle it down, but here's my 3 beads. And I'm going to go through my rhombus bead. I'm going to go through the hole on this side right here. Okay, and I'm also going to go through the 11 seed beads and through my closure. Let's see if I can do it all in one shot. I kind of can't. It's a little stiff, so I'm just going to go like this. Okay, pull this tight. Looks good. It looks really good with the gold. These colors are pretty together. Okay, I'm going to go through all my seed beads now. And don't get stuck. Into the closure. I'm going to exit out of my seed beads and pick up more beads. I'm not going to go through the 2 hole. Okay, just like this. And pass through. Okay, and then I'm going to lie this back down. Alright, so I'm going in this direction because I'm right-handed, and currently I'm coming out of those brown seed beads, and now what I have to do is pick up 5 11 seed beads, 4 and 5, and I'm going to go through this hole here on my Silky bead. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to pick up a tila, a seed bead, a Bibo bead. I thought these were called Bilbo beads, and then when I went to go work with them I realized I was calling them Bilbos and they're just called Bibos. Okay, so this here, and then a tila, or tela, whatever. Just like that. And then I'm going to go through the next Silky. And just like earlier, I'm going to try not to pick the bracelet up and do it like this because it is floppy. Okay, pull it tight, and then the next one. So now I'm going to change up the pattern. I'm going to do a tila, a gold seed bead this time, my Irisduo, and I have to go through this hole. This one here, this bead here, you can use either or side, doesn't matter, but the Irisduo, just like the Silky, it only has one side. This side here is round, the other side's flat, so I have to pick it up in this direction, and then I pick up a seed bead, and then a tila. Okay, just like that, and I'm going to go through the next Silky. Okay, pull that tight, and now I have to repeat this section here again with the Bibo bead. So a tila, back to the brown seed bead, a Bibo, a brown seed bead, and a tila. Like this. Slide it down and go through the next Silky. Okay, and then I'm going to repeat the Irisduo part again. So a tila, a gold seed bead, a Irisduo, I love Irisduos, they're awesome, gold seed bead, and a tila. Like that, and then through the next Irisduo. So this is it. I'm going to be repeating this pattern over and over all the way to the other end of my bracelet, and when I get there I'll show you what to do next. So keep going, repeating these, alternating the gold seed beads, the brown seed beads, and the Irisduo and the Bibo bead. So now I'm going to do the Bibo. Alright, I'm picking up my last section here, going through the Silky bead. Just like this. Now you want to go back, check, make sure that you did not screw up any beads, that you didn't skip one or got an extra one, because that happens. I do that. Okay, nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. Now, just like down here, I have to add seed beads again to get back to this side. So that means I gotta pick up 5, 4 and 5. Okay, I'm gonna go through all of these seed beads here, and then I have to go through the ones in the top, through the T-bar, and then down through this side. Okay, and then I have to pick up 5 right here and go into the Silky bead. Okay, there's my 5. Turning, and I go through the Silky. I'm going to lay this back down, and I'm going to lay in this direction, because now I have to do the same thing that I did to this side to the other side, so we're just going to be repeating this again. And you want to start out with the Bibo bead, because that's what we started here. And by the way, if you do take beads out of this, because you wouldn't do this here, that means that you would start with a Bibo and end with an Irisduo. So I always like to start and end with the same thing. So that's why I have it this length, so that it will be even on each side. Okay, so now I'm going to be repeating these beads again. Okay, so I'm back over here, and now I'm going to pick my bracelet up, and I have to fill in this gap here with seed beads, and again it's going to be 5, and this is the last time it's going to be 5. We will change up the number after this when we go down the other side. So 5 seed beads, and then go up through all of these in through your clasp. Okay, make sure you pull your thread tight, and then go down this side. Let's see. Okay, I went through all of mine, like that. Pull the thread through. I'm going to lay the bracelet down like this. I have to go this direction. And of course your beads want to flip, because there are 2 holes and they're only connected with 1 hole right now. So just tighten up your work there. Okay, now coming out of the brown seed beads again, we're going to have to add more brown seed beads, believe it or not. But this time we only need to add 4. Okay, picking up 4, I'm going to go through this tila. Like that. Now I'm going to only be working with seed beads, so I'm probably going to hold the bracelet now as I go. So coming out of the tila, I'm going to pick up another brown. I like to have the brown around the Bibo beads, and then gold around the Irisduo. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to pick up another brown and go through the tila. Okay, and then another brown. Go through the next tila. Like this. And now I'm at the Irisduo, and to do that I have to do 2 beads. And I'm going to go to the gold. Okay, and then 2 gold again around the tila. Not tila. Irisduo. Like this. Okay, and then we're back to the brown. So pick up 1 brown. Oops. like that in between the tilas, and then another brown, and then go in between the Bibo bead and the tila, like that, and then brown again through the tila, like this. Over here, I'm going to go with a brown bead again. Okay, and now I'm at the Irisduo, and I like to do gold around that one, so I'm going to do 2 gold this time. I only do 2 gold around the Irisduo because it's a longer bead and how it sits out. I have to use 2 in order to fill this area. So 2 again, just like this. And I'm going to keep going doing this. So again, another brown. And I will do it a few more times with you guys. Another brown. Okay. Brown again. And it's just one at a time. We only do 2 golds. But when you're working with the brown, you're just picking up 1. Okay, brown again. Through the tila bead. Tila, whatever. So many names. Again, I'm doing another brown. And then here I am at the Irisduo, and I have to do 2 beads. Through the Irisduo. 2 gold again. Through the tila. Lay this down and see what it looks like. Oh, it's really pretty. Okay, there's a close-up. And I'm going to keep going all the way to the end, and I will come back and show you what to do when you get to the other side. Alright, now I'm at this side, and just like I did earlier, how I filled the brown in here, I'm going to do the same thing here, and I only need to do 4 lebanos, and I'm going to go through all of these, as many as I can in one shot, go through the clasp. So see, we are going through this clasp 3 times on each side, so we don't really have to go back and do any reinforcing because of that. Ooh, am I going the wrong way? There we go. Okay. Pick up 4 seed beads and go through this tila. Okay. And now, by the way, it does want to curve just slightly. Do you see it? It's very slight. So to stop this from curving, if I were to put more beads in, it would really make it curve, but like big time any other way. So this just means that I need to relax the bracelet. So I'm going to grab the ends like this and pull it, and it's going to relax the threads because I had it too tight. It was going on, I had too much of a tension, and now it's straight. Okay, so now back to this side, I'm going to do the same thing that I just did on that side, but over here, back to the brown, just 1 through the Bibo bead, brown through the tila. We're on our last row, by the way. After this row, we tie knots. Okay, brown again through the tila, and then the 2 gold seed beads around the Irisduo. Alright, so I completed doing the sides, and it looks really good. And now I'm going to finish at this spot right here. So I have to pick up 4 11 seed beads, and I'm going to go through all of these again. Let's see if it's too tight for me to do it or not. Nope, it's not too tight. Okay. Going through there, and then I'm going to turn, go through the clasp, and through all the seed beads on this side. Through these 4. You know what? I don't think I want to tie knots on the outer edge. I think I want to tie them in this row. So, yeah. I think I do. I think I want to tie them in this row. So I'm just going to take my needle and go down through this Silky, because my knots might be seen in that outer row. Okay, pull it snug. Now I want to make sure the tension's right in this. Sometimes, some pieces I make, most of the time I need really tight tensions on my designs. But sometimes I will make a piece that will need to be relaxed. It can't be super tight, and this seems like it's one of those. Okay, so that looks good right there. I'm going to start tying my half hitch knots, and I like to tie my knots in front of the 2-hole beads because the seed beads are smaller. I can hide my tail in the seed beads because I'm working with fireline, but if I have bigger beads with bigger holes, why not do those instead? So I don't think I'm going to tie a knot here. I think I'm going to tie my knot in front of the Bibo bead. So go through there, okay, and then pick up the thread like this with my needle, make a loop, and go through it twice. I'm going to have to slide my needle down my thread because my tail's getting caught up in my knot. But just like that, slide that knot down. We're going to pass through all of these beads here and tie my next knot in front of my Silky bead like this. Double half hitch. Okay, and then to the Silky, the tila, the seed bead, and I will tie another knot in front of the Irisduo. Okay, and I'm just going to keep going, staying in this row, going as far as I can, tying knots, making this strong, and then I have to take my needle off there and put it onto here. And this one, I think what I'm going to do is take the tail, go back through the rhombus bead. I'll go through these seed beads if I can. If I can't, if it's too tight, then I'll just go around the rhombus, and then I'll start tying my knots in this row. Actually, I was on that side, so yeah, but I can go in that row. Yeah, or I can go this way, go through these seed beads, or if it's too tight, go around like this, go through here, tie knots in this row. But I think I want to go back to this row on this side, so I will probably go through these seed beads, go down through here, and then go in this direction, tying my knots. I hope that was seen. Down through here, through the seed beads. Okay, go through these, and then through this second row, going like that, tying my knots, just like I'm doing this side. So this is it. I have to finish tying my knots, and I'm all done. What do you think? I think it looks like a hopscotch board. It kinda does. It's really pretty. So this is it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Remember, I will have links to all the beads that I used to make this bracelet down there in the description bar in case you want to make the same thing. Please like this video, leave me a comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and make sure that you click the bell button so that you get notified whenever I upload new videos. And check me out on my social media sites. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. Thanks for watching.